What up, boys, and welcome back to another video. So I'm kinda doing like this full run through of all of my frequently done dungeons, because there's a lot of people still asking me, like, Student, why are you doing that dungeon? What could you get in that dungeon? What's the best item you received in that dungeon? And so on. So I'm guessing that there's a lot of people who have subscribed to my channel like fairly recently, maybe when Classic WoW came out or when Shadowlands came out. So I decided to do more in-depth guides on the dungeons that I run. And of course, we can't leave out BFD, one of my personal favorite dungeons to run. So I'm gonna, as always, show you guys how I run it. And it's important to pay attention on how you run this dungeon, actually. Which is normally not the case. It's pretty straightforward. But on this one, you want to pay close attention, because if you screw up, you're going to miss out on a lot of mobs that won't spawn. So before we dive into the video, this video, as well, all my videos, sponsored by myself, my 0 to 10 million gold guide. It's like 100 plus pages of how to start making gold, what you need to think about, what you need to have in order to start, which farms you should start with, which farms you should then move on to. And there's like things that are exclusive to the book, like the crafted transmog section, how to get started, what patterns and plans you should get, and where to get them, and so on. It's something that I'm really proud of, that I've made, and something that I'm going to continue for like every single expansion that comes out. I'm going to continue just updating the book, making it better and better. So a big thank you to everyone that has supported me by picking up the guide. So if you haven't already, 50% off, code Shadowlands into the discount field, and you find the link down below in the description. So just pay attention when I run this dungeon, and I'm going to talk a bit about where you need to kill and not kill mobs and bosses. And when it comes to class, it doesn't really matter, because it's still a fairly fast dungeon to run. I mainly do it on my druid, because there's no way of like returning or leaving the dungeon physically. Like, you can't just run out of the dungeon once you're at the end of the dungeon. So if you play something like a monk or a druid, you can use teleport to teleport in and out to easily get in and out of the dungeon to reset. So if you have a tune above level 50, you can just sign up using the pre-made group finder. You just make a group and then you leave the group, and you're going to get this 1 minute timer that's going to port you out after a minute, and you're going to land directly outside of the dungeon, the entrance. So once you're here, you do want to swim underwater and kill the mobs. Some people that are fast also kill all of these small murloc thingies around in the water, because they have the same loot table as everything else. So if you're fast and you don't mind swimming in water, I hate being underwater in this game, but if you don't mind, then kill the underwater mobs too. And this is the first place where you got to be careful. So you want to kill all of these ads right here, but you don't want to kill the boss. You can't kill Domina. If you kill Domina, you're going to miss out on some spawns. So don't kill Domina, just let her be. And then out in the water again we go. I don't know why they made it the way they made it, but there's 2 bosses that you shouldn't kill, and then there's 1 boss that it just takes too much time that I don't kill. So I'm going to take you guys through all of that. So killing this guy, rarely get anything good from these guys right here, but you never know. You can also skin if you have the time. I tend to kill these whenever I run it on my war, just because I use the mobs to charge them, so I might as well just kill them. And sometimes I actually get good loot from these bad boys. And then just gotta keep on charging. And I would also, I forgot to mention that, but I would also, if you have a tune that can open up locked chests, definitely bring that one. So if you don't have a rogue, but you do have a class with, let's say, inscription, blacksmithing, engineering, or a jewel crafting profession, they all have or can craft items that allows you to open up chests, because there's a lot of chests inside this dungeon, a lot of guaranteed chests, and you definitely want to be able to open them, as chests have a higher chance of having greens and blues. So this is the next boss that you want to keep. This guy, the Subjugator Core Ul. You don't run and kill him, just skip him. And this place right here has 3 like spawn points of chest, and one of them will always have the chest. So you either have this end right here, this dead end, or this dead end, or this one. It's 100% chance of spawning in one of these, but only one chest max. So right now you can see I got the chest in this this left one, but if it wasn't up in this one, it would have been up in one of these 2 dead ends. But there's no mobs up there, so if you got the chest, there's no need to go and check these places out. You just continue moving on with the dungeon. And then we're going to end these. These guys are not lootable, so there's no need to kill them. Then we'll continue moving on. Got to kill the stealth mobs as well. And I have Bear Tatar. Like I always kill the trash, the critters to gain movement speed as I go. Then we'll kill this boss. And this is the second place where there's 100% going to be a chest. You either have the chest like right up here where I hover my mouse, or you have it behind this pillar. You can see that it's up on the pillar, so we're going to go and pick that one up. And it has to be up on one of those 2 locations. I was lucky this time, and I didn't get a locked chest. But there's always guaranteed 2 chests inside this dungeon. So then we kill these guys. We kill the boss. And then you have some people that will swim underwater and kill the underwater boss. You can't even see it on the map, but like you can swim down here and you can kill the boss. I can't be arsed to kill him. I never do. Now that we skipped Domina and the Subjugator mob, after killing this boss and the ads, we can click on this bracer, which you have to in order to open up these doors to get to the last boss. But now that we skipped those 2 bosses, when you click this one, you're going to have the entire room spawning mobs. And this is like the majority of the mobs in the dungeon. So if you don't do it the way that I just showed you how to do it, you're going to miss out on a lot of mobs and a lot of potential gold. So that's why you have to skip those 2 bosses in order to get these to spawn. So then we're just going to loot up these mobs. See, I got 3 green items just from that loot. Another one right there. Yeah, 2 more right there. So, like, pretty much all the potential from this dungeon drop from those guys right there. So, keep that in mind when you're running this dungeon. Like, you have to do it that way. Now, sadly, I don't have a way to reset the dungeon. I never go down and kill the last boss. This is where I would normally teleport in and out on my druid. Or if I were level 50, I would just create a custom group, leave the group, and I will get ported out after a minute. Now, when I do this on my WAR, I do it when I live stream, so I just get someone from my stream to invite me to a group, and then I leave the group, and I'm going to get ported out. But in this case, I'm just going to Hearthstone out. So that's how to farm it. Now, why should you farm it, right? So all of these items that I'm going to mention, these items and these sets, I'm going to list down below in the comments section. Just in case you guys can't understand my accent, or I speak too fast, or you just want to have a nice list to look at while you're running the dungeon. So it's divided in 2 categories. You have the green drops that can drop in this dungeon and many other places as well. And then you have unique drops. Like unique drops that can only drop inside of BFD. And as far as green drops goes, you have the Hulking set, the Wrangler set, Ritual set, Robust set, the Buccaneer set, you have Spiked Chain, you have Sentry, Outrunner, Pagan. The list goes on and on and on. Now keep in mind that I type sets down below. So you can have something like the Buccaneers set, where only the robe and the vest is good, but then you can have the Sentry set, where the legs are good, the boots are good, right? So even though I write like Spiked Chain set, it doesn't mean that every item in the set is going to have a good value. However, a lot of people, when they are collecting transmog, they like to buy the entire set. So even if the legs are 15,000 gold, but the gloves are 200 gold, I tend to post it because I know people buy the legs, so people therefore want to complete this set. So just keep that in mind. Now, the unique drops, I made millions of gold on these unique drops. Sadly, it's super popular to farm BFD, so the values have tanked like crazy. But the unique drops that you got to look out for is the Martyr's Chain. Then you have the ring, the Ring of Precision. Used to be best in slot twink items. I have no clue how it pulls these days with everything that has changed with the leveling and so on. But that's a unique drop, and I've sold a ton of them. Then you have the Staff of the Blessed Seer. You have the Tree Bark Jacket. Then you have the weapons, the Doom Spike, Staff of Friar, the Evocator's Blades, Onyx Claymore, and Grimclaw. I might have missed some of the items. If I have, and if you are aware of it, then just post it down below in the comment section so I can update the list. But I think that's like pretty much all of them that you should look out for. And that was also the end of today's video. So if you still like these videos, make sure to press that thumbs up on the video. It really helps me out as a content creator. And if you want to do additional supports and get a nice guide while you're at it, you can always pick up the 0 to 10 million gold guide. But thanks for watching, and I hope I will see a lot of you guys back in on the video tomorrow. But until then, bye-bye.